Welcome to Mind Fable, the podcast that takes you deep into some seriously mind-bending stuff.
That's one way to put it.
Today we're going to be cracking open Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now.
Ooh, good choice.
You looking to break free from that mental hamster wheel?
Who isn't?
Find some genuine inner peace.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Well, get ready, because Tolle's got some pretty wild ideas about how to actually do that.
He does indeed.
So first things first, Tolle says we're not our minds.
Right.
That feels kind of counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, our thoughts are like us, right?
It's a real head trip for sure.
Yeah, right.
Tolle isn't saying that our minds are useless.
Yeah.
They're great for practical stuff, making plans, figuring things out.
Right.
But we get into trouble when we get totally wrapped up in that mental noise.
Yeah.
And we think it defines us.
So it's like our minds are this tool we can use,
Yeah.
but if we let it run the show, it's just going to turn into a total shit show.
Exactly. And that's where all the anxiety, the regrets, the constant worrying comes from.
The shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yeah. We get so caught up in past crap and future anxieties that we miss out on the only place where life is actually happening right now.
The present moment.
It's a present moment.
He even tells this crazy story about how he had this epiphany where he realized there were two selves inside him.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was watching his own mind freak out.
It is a pivotal moment in the book.
Yeah.
He realizes that his true self isn't the voice in his head, but the awareness that's listening to that voice.
That's so trippy.
And he calls this awareness being.
Right.
And it's this calm, peaceful space that exists beyond all the mental drama.
So it's we've got this inner observer that can just chill and watch the mind go nuts without getting sucked in.
Precisely.
Right.
And Tolle believes that tapping into this being is the key to finding lasting peace and happiness.
Okay. But our minds are pretty damn good at distracting us, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how the hell do we actually access this being state?
That's where the power of the now comes in.
Okay.
Tolle has this awesomely simple trick.
Oh, listening.
Whenever you feel yourself getting lost in thought, just ask yourself, do I have a problem right now?
Literally in this very moment.
Literally in this very moment. And most of the time the answer is no, right?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe we've got a mountain of crap to deal with.
In the future or the past?
Yeah, but in this moment,
Yeah.
things are probably okay.
It's true.
It's crazy how our minds create all these imaginary problems.
Yeah.
But by bringing our attention back to the now, we can break free from that mental torture.
Yeah.
And reconnect with the peace of just being.
So it's about shifting our focus from the swirling tornado of thoughts to the calm eye of the storm.
I love that.
That being space that's always there just waiting for us to notice it.
You got it.
I like that. Yeah.
But Tolle also gets real about the fact that life can be a real bitch sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
What about all the pain,
Yeah.
the trauma, the crap that we carry around with us?
Yeah.
Can we really just be present with all that?
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
He calls that the pain body, right?
Yeah.
This reservoir of negativity that we lug around it that just loves to feast on any bad vibes it can find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like this dark cloud that follows us around, whispering shitty thoughts in our ears, making us feel like crap.
I know it well.
And the worst part is,
What's that?
the more we resist it, the stronger it gets.
So are we just screwed if we've got a jumbo-sized pain body?
It feels that way sometimes.
Right.
But Tolle says that the key is to stop fighting it. Instead, we need to bring awareness to it.
So shine a light on it.
Yeah, shine a light on those dark thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
Without judgment.
So instead of freaking out and trying to push the pain away, we just acknowledge it's there. Hey, pain body, I see you lurking there, you sneaky bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The more we try to ignore or suppress the pain, the more power it has over us. But when we simply observe it without judgment or resistance, it starts to lose its grip.
It's almost like the pain body thrives on drama.
Oh yeah, it loves drama.
So when we stop giving it the attention it craves,
yeah,
it eventually gets bored and fucks off.
Yeah, think of it like this.
Okay.
You're arguing with someone who loves to argue.
I know the type.
Right.
Yeah.
The more you fight back, the more energized they get.
Oh, yeah.
But if you just stop engaging,
yeah,
they eventually lose interest.
So it's a bit like a Zen master move. We disarm the pain body by refusing to play its game.
You got it.
But honestly, that sounds damn hard.
It is.
Like way easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Tolle is very clear that this is a practice.
Okay.
It's not about like instantly becoming some enlightened guru who never feels pain or anger.
So we're not all going to be Buddhas overnight.
Right. It's about learning to relate to those difficult emotions in a new way.
So it's not about becoming some emotionless robot.
No.
But learning to navigate the shitstorm of life without getting completely swept away.
Exactly.
Right.
And that brings us to another key concept in the power of now.
Okay, hit me.
Surrender.
Ooh, surrender.
But not the kind of surrender where you just give up.
Okay.
And let life walk all over you.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Tolle's talking about a different kind of letting go.
Okay, so if it's not about throwing in the towel, what the hell is surrender Tolle style?
It's more about surrendering to what is, to the present moment with all its beauty and its bullshit.
I can get down with that.
It's about letting go of the need to control everything and trusting that there's a bigger picture unfolding.
Okay. I can see how that might be helpful, but doesn't that contradict the whole creating your own reality thing that everyone's talking about these days?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Tolle doesn't say we shouldn't have goals or try to improve our lives, but he stresses that true power comes from aligning ourselves with a higher energy, a deeper intelligence that's already at play.
So it's like we're co-creating with the universe rather than trying to force our will on everything.
Exactly. And that's where surrender comes in.
Yeah.
It's about letting go of the ego's need to be in control.
Right.
And allowing ourselves to be guided by something bigger than ourselves.
I like that. Oh, yeah, I think I'm starting to get this. But I'd love to hear some concrete examples.
Sure.
Like, how does this surrender thing actually play out in real life?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
Remember that time you were freaking out about that presentation at work?
Ugh. Tell me about it. I practically gave myself an ulcer worrying about that damn presentation.
But what if, instead of resisting that anxiety, you surrendered to it?
Okay.
What if you acknowledged the fear, but didn't let it control you?
So, like, instead of trying to pretend I wasn't scared shitless, I just admit, yep, I'm terrified, but I'm going to do this anyway.
Exactly. It's not about denying the emotion. But about shifting your relationship to it. And who knows, you might even find that by surrendering to the fear, you actually perform better.
Because you're not wasting all your energy trying to fight it. You're just like rolling with the punches.
Precisely. Surrender is about trusting the flow of life.
Okay.
Even when it feels scary or uncertain.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about when other people are being total assholes?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do we surrender to that?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Tolle talks a lot about how our relationships can be a major trigger for our pain bodies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my ex used to push my buttons like it was his goddamn Olympic sport.
Right.
Yeah.
We tend to project our own shit onto others. And then we get pissed off when they don't live up to our expectations.
So instead of trying to change them, we needed to, like, change our own perspective.
Exactly. Surrender in relationships is about accepting people as they are.
Okay.
Warts and all. It's about letting go of the need to control them or change them.
But does that mean we're just letting people walk all over us?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's about setting healthy boundaries.
Right.
Communicating your needs and being true to yourself.
Yeah.
But it's also about recognizing that other people are on their own journeys.
Yeah.
And they're gonna fuck up sometimes.
It's true.
It's true.
So it's more about compassion than, like, being a doormat.
Exactly. And Tolle believes that compassion is a natural byproduct of present moment awareness.
Okay.
When we're not lost in our own heads, we can actually see other people. Really see them.
Yeah.
And we can start to understand where they're coming from.
That makes sense. Like, when I'm all up in my head worrying about my own crap, it's hard to have any empathy for anyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
But when we're present, we connect with that shared humanity.
Yeah.
We realize that we're all just stumbling through this crazy thing called life.
Well, yeah.
Doing the best we can.
That's true.
And that can be really powerful, right? Like, that feeling of connection can be a real antidote to all the negativity and division in the world.
It's true. Compassion is like this superpower that allows us to see beyond the bullshit.
Right.
And connect with the heart of what matters.
Absolutely.
I'm digging this whole compassion thing.
Good.
But honestly, some days, it feels damn hard to muster up any compassion.
Sure.
Especially for those people who are really pushing my buttons.
No, I hear you.
Right.
It's definitely a practice.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy.
No.
But Tolle suggests a cool trick.
Okay. I'm listening.
Try to see the other person as a little kid.
Wait, what? Like picture them in diapers and shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
The idea is that underneath all the defenses and the ego trips,
Yeah.
we're all just these vulnerable little beings
True.
who want to be loved and accepted.
Okay, that's actually kind of brilliant.
It is.
It's hard to stay pissed off at someone when you're picturing them as a goofy little kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And that shift in perspective can make a huge difference.
I can see that.
It can help us tap into that wellspring of compassion that's always there within us.
Okay, this is all starting to click for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Tolle also talks about some pretty out there stuff like those portals he mentions.
Yeah.
What the hell are those all about?
Yeah, those are definitely some of the more mind-bending concepts in The Power of Now.
Okay.
Tolle believes that there are all sorts of gateways to the unmanifested. That's his term for the ultimate reality, the source of all things.
So it's like there are these hidden doors that lead us to some higher dimension.
Exactly.
Okay, my curiosity is officially piqued.
Mm-hmm.
So spill the beans. What are some of these everyday portals to the unmanifested?
Well, one of the most accessible portals is the inner body.
Okay.
You know, that felt sense of aliveness that we all have,
Right.
even if we don't always pay attention.
Yeah, like when you feel a rush of energy or a warmth spreading through your chest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tolle says that by tuning into those subtle sensations,
Yeah.
we can actually access a deeper level of consciousness.
Because we're shifting our attention away from the mental noise and into our physical experience.
Precisely. And that shift can be really powerful.
Yeah.
It's like we're stepping out of the whirlwind of thoughts and into this quiet, grounded space within ourselves.
Okay, I'm definitely down to try that. What other portals are we talking about?
Well, another powerful portal is the cessation of thinking.
Okay.
Tolle believes that our minds are constantly chattering away,
Yeah.
creating this veil of illusion that separates us from the true nature of reality.
Yeah, it's like we're living in this mental movie, completely absorbed in the drama that's playing out on the screen of our minds.
Exactly. And meditation is all about hitting the pause button on that movie.
Okay.
Stepping back from the screen.
Yeah.
And becoming aware of the spaciousness that's always there.
It's like we're shifting from being lost in the movie to becoming the observer of the movie.
Exactly. And that shift in awareness can be incredibly liberating.
I bet.
It allows us to experience a sense of peace and stillness
Right.
that's independent of all the mental chatter.
Okay. I can see how that could be helpful. But meditation can feel pretty damn intimidating.
It can.
Like I've tried it a few times, but my mind just won't shut up.
Oh, I totally get it. It's definitely a practice.
Yeah.
And it takes time and patience to cultivate the ability to quiet the mind.
Right.
But the rewards are totally worth the effort.
So even if I suck at meditation, it's still worth giving it a shot.
Absolutely. Even a few minutes of stillness can make a huge difference.
Okay.
And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to access that inner sanctuary of peace.
Okay, I'm willing to give it another go.
Yeah.
But what about when you can't just sit down and meditate?
Right.
Like what about in the middle of a chaotic day when you're feeling stressed the fuck out?
Well, Tolle says that even in those moments, we can access the power of Tolle Gremps by simply bringing our attention to our breath.
Wait, seriously. Just breathing.
Yeah, it sounds too simple to be true,
Right.
but it's incredibly powerful.
Right.
Just take a few deep breaths
Uh-huh.
and notice the sensations of your breath as it enters and leaves your body.
Okay, I could definitely handle that.
Yeah.
What else can we do to tap into the... Now, when things are going haywire.
Another cool trick is to focus on your senses.
Okay.
Like really pay attention to what you're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling in this very moment.
So like instead of freaking out about the million things on my to-do list, I just noticed the warmth of the sun on my skin or the taste of my coffee.
Exactly. It's about bringing your attention fully into the present moment, into your body and into your senses.
Okay, I'm liking this. It sounds like a way more enjoyable way to deal with stress than like downing a bottle of wine or screaming into a pillow.
Yeah, it's definitely a healthier coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is the more you practice these little mindfulness hacks,
Yeah.
the easier it becomes to access that state of peace and presence even in the midst of chaos.
So it's like we're training our minds to be more present, like training a puppy to sit and stay.
Exactly. It takes time and patience, but with practice, you can teach your mind to focus on the bellis. Now, instead of getting lost in all the mental noise...
Okay, this is all making a lot of sense, but I've got to ask, what about death?
Ooh.
Like that's the ultimate unknown, right?
It is.
Does Tolle have anything to say about that?
Oh, yeah, he definitely goes there.
Okay.
And his perspective on death is actually pretty mind-blowing.
Okay, I'm listening.
He suggests that death isn't the end, but rather a transition into a different state of consciousness.
Okay, hold up. Is he talking about like reincarnation or something?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
He doesn't get into specifics about what happens after death.
Okay.
But he emphasizes that our true essence, that being that we've been talking about, is beyond form.
Right.
And therefore beyond death.
So like our physical bodies might die, but that deeper part of us, that awareness just keeps going.
Exactly. And Tolle believes that by becoming more present during our lives, we can actually prepare ourselves for a more conscious death.
That's pretty deep. So like the more we practice living in the wall, now the less we'll freak out when it's time to kick the bucket.
That's the idea. He even talks about death as the ultimate portal, a gateway to a realm beyond our current comprehension.
Okay, well that's definitely something to ponder.
It is.
But for now, I think I'm going to focus on mastering those everyday portals, like my breath and my senses. Baby steps.
Right,
All right.
exactly. It's all about taking it one breath, one moment at a time.
Well, this has been a seriously illuminating deep dive into the power of now. I'm feeling a whole lot more zen than when we started.
Me too. It's amazing how much wisdom is packed into this little book.
For sure. But I think we've covered enough mind-blowing stuff for one day.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll be back soon to wrap things up and share some final takeaways from our exploration of the power of now.
All right.
We're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into the power of now.
I'm ready.
My brain is officially buzzing after that last segment.
Lots to think about.
It's amazing how Tolle can take these complex spiritual ideas and make them feel so damn relatable.
He really does have a knack for that.
Totally. And speaking of cutting through the bullshit,
Okay.
Tolle has some pretty radical ideas about the nature of reality itself.
Huh.
Like he says the world we see and touch isn't the whole story.
Right.
It's just a tiny sliver of a much bigger picture.
A much bigger picture.
Right.
He describes it as the difference between the manifested world
Okay.
and the unmanifested.
Right.
So the manifested world is all the stuff we can perceive with our senses.
Yeah.
The physical world and all the drama that comes with it.
It's a lot of drama.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's we're caught up in this soap opera of our own making,
Yeah.
constantly reacting to the external world and getting all worked up about stuff that doesn't really matter.
In the grand scheme of
In
things.
the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, okay, my head is officially spinning.
It's a lot to take in.
But I'm also kind of intrigued.
I get it.
So how the hell do we tap into this unmanifested thing?
Yeah.
It sounds pretty damn elusive.
It does, but Tolle says the key is present moment awareness.
Okay.
When we're fully present,
Yeah.
our minds are quiet,
Uh-huh.
and we're able to perceive reality more clearly. We start to see the interconnectedness of everything.
Right.
The web of energy that links us all.
So it's like we're tuning into a different frequency.
Yes.
A higher level of consciousness where we're not so caught up in the illusion of separation.
Exactly.
And this isn't just some woo-woo spiritual concept.
No.
Tolle believes it has practical implications for how we live our lives.
Right.
When we realize that we're all connected, we start treating each other differently.
Totally.
We're more compassionate, more forgiving, more understanding.
It's like that saying.
What's that?
We're all just walking each other home.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful reminder that we're all on this journey together.
Yeah.
And we need to support each other along the way.
And when we operate from that place of interconnectedness,
Yeah.
we create a ripple effect of positivity in the world.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm totally on board with that.
Good.
But let's be real for a sec.
Okay.
How do we actually live this way in the midst of all the chaos and craziness of everyday life?
It's a good question.
It's easy to talk about being present and compassionate when you're sitting on a mountaintop meditating.
Right.
But what about when you're stuck in traffic or dealing with a screaming toddler?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
It's not about becoming some perfect Zen master who never gets angry or frustrated.
So we're allowed to lose our shit sometimes.
We are human after all.
All right.
It's about cultivating a practice, a way of being in the world that allows us to navigate the ups and downs
Yeah.
without losing our center.
So it's about developing that muscle of present moment awareness so that we can access it whenever we need it.
Exactly.
Like a superpower we can call upon when things get tough.
I love that analogy.
And it's not about being perfect at any of these techniques.
No, not
That's about showing up consistently and making a commitment to our own spiritual growth.
Right. It's like anything else in life, the more we practice, the better we get.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the power of now.
It has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on life, and I'm excited to put these teachings in practice. And to you listening out there, I hope you found this deep dive as insightful and inspiring as we did.
We hope so.
Remember, the power is within you to create a life filled with peace, joy and purpose.
You got this.
So go out there and embrace the now.
Now is all there is.